Welcome to the Excel portion of problem A.3 on page 675. This is a decision table because the information is presented in a tabular or table form. So I'm going to go to chapter. It's module A. It's a decision table. There are three alternatives. The alternatives of large, average, and small stock. The states of nature are the size of the crowd, big, average, and small. We want this to maximize because the numbers are profits, because in this case, the only alternative of the three, one being profit, one being revenue, and one being cost, profit is the only one that would have some positive numbers and potentially some negative numbers. Revenues would be positive numbers, and costs technically should be negative, but very often we write them as, we just skip all the minus signs. And so you have to be careful. Do I want to maximize the number or minimize? So profit you want to maximize, revenue you want to maximize, and cost you want to minimize. Also, in this particular case, under the options, yours will not be selected. Yours will look like this for EVPI. All you have to do is select it, because in the second part of the question, in part B, it asks to calculate the expected value perfect information. So click OK. I've already done this before, pre-populated it, so let me copy and paste this. Paste it in. Widen it here. So in this particular case, we have our results, just like you would have seen in the Word document that I presented in a separate video on this. So the answer for part A is actually in two places. It's in cell F10, which is 12,200. It is also located in cell F14. Best expected value is 12,200. So it's simply the largest value within the EMV column. Next, the expected value with perfect information, which I also went over in the Word version of this. So part B is 13,800. The expected value of perfect information. So in other words, if you know for certain, there's no doubt, there's no uncertainty, you would make a profit of 13,800. But because there's uncertainty, you don't know the size of the crowd, you expect to make a profit of 12,200. So the difference between the two is the value of certainty, which they call expected value of perfect information. It's simply the difference between the risk outcome, which is 12,200. The risk outcome has uncertainty. The 13,800 is no uncertainty. There's no risk. So if I came along and said for $500, I can give you a certain outcome, you should take that, because you will gain 1,600, pay me the 500, and you'll still be 1,100 ahead. So in economics, you talk about the value of, you assume you have perfect information. In the real world, in industry, you don't. And you can keep researching something and get better and better and more detailed information, but there's a cost to that. There's also a time cost, not just a financial cost, and paying people to do research for you. So you would not pay more than $1,600 to reduce your risk. So the calculations are done for you, nice and simple. And I will also mention this in case it's the first time you've seen the video. If you want to see the formulas, you go Control tilde. It shows you all of the values, all of the formulas that you can do on your own. And then Control tilde will simply open and close the formula view. So this is the overview. All of the formulas you can also see by simply selecting the cell, and it'll show you the formula in that cell. So I hope you found that valuable and for being able to complete the question properly.